Alright guys, you want it? You got it. Meowdy-doo, I'm Songbearer, and welcome to another edition of Songbearer's Creature Corner. In this episode, we'll be covering the notorious Bazelgeuse, a creature I definitely didn't just pronounce the name off incorrectly. So, imagine this, your low-rank hunting career has reached new heights. You've bested the beasts of the New World with your trusty palico, and you've done it in style. Spooky pooky pookies, nothing to sweat. Anjanaths, they can take a bath. Giratodas, say, explode us. You've ascended the ranks, faced enemies great and small, and as a freshly licensed high-rank hunter, you're ready to take on whatever comes next. Once more you set foot into familiar stomping grounds, draw your blade to trounce that bar off, and then, out of nowhere, a big screaming arsehole comes ripping in to ruin your day and make you feel small all over again. And then you explode. Meet the Bazelgeuse. You two are going to be the bestest of best friends. With his loud roar, bulky frame, and seemingly supernatural ability to know precisely the most annoying time to interrupt you when you're switch axe deep in a pink Rathian, the Bazelgeuse is initially going to be your greatest nemesis for a good while to come. The bubble wrap is guaranteed to surprise fresh high rank hunters the first time they meet him. You see, he's the monster equivalent of a drunken uncle who shows up to a family gathering and breaks all the plates before punting the pet guinea pig into the salsa dip. Look, I'm sorry, it was only the one time. It's like the big bad Beetleborg can't help himself. If you're unfortunate enough to have one on the map with you, he'll make an absolute nuisance of himself while you're concentrating on hauling home another heaping handful of great Jagras hides. If you were wondering what use dung pods had, other than for firing into the creepy faces of Palumas for a laugh, this is it. And you best hope you spent an unhealthy amount of time in low rank shoveling dung into the place where you keep all your potions and nuts, as if you had some sort of tragic fecal hoarding compulsion, because you're going to be blasting these things into its face like it's an unruly child who won't eat their vegetables. Only, you know, the vegetables are poop. Oh god, this is a horrible analogy. You somehow have been neglecting to pick up every pile of dung that you come across in your travels like some sort of normal person with basic hygiene standards. Now would be a good time to head down into the Wildspire Wastes and start literally kicking the crap out of dung beetles. You monster. When you've had enough of Babelfish interrupting your battles and decide to add him onto your list of things you'd like to wear, you better be prepared for an encounter unlike any other. Those gross scales under his neck and tail aren't just for show. He'll shed those suckers all over the place, and the next thing you know there's enough explosions on your screen to melt your eyeballs. Or at least your hunter. Fighting this biological bomber requires nerves of steel and the ability to stay your blade or hammer or giant revolver on the end of a spiky pole when things are starting to look sketchy, as impacts from your weapon, and impacts from the beast alone, can set the scales off and blow you apart before you've even had a chance to realise what's happened. If you make the Vengabus mad to the point he rages, those bombs turn from semi-dangerous to downright deadly, as they'll explode mere seconds after they fall. His main party trick is performing a bombing run which will carpet the area with scales before finally crashing down upon your head, detonating his bombs and crushing you beneath his massive body, usually giving him a chance to follow it with another attack. If you see him take off, run like hell, take cover under something and throw that hunting horn user in there to take the hit. It's okay, they're dead on the inside anyway. He's no slouch on the ground either, scraping his dinky little face along the floor and beating you down with his tremendous size, with body slams and fire breath for added spice. Fighting Barry from down the pub is an exercise in patience. If you get sloppy, you get punished. Take care, and when you get a chance, whack his tiny little legs a bunch until he falls over. And then burst into laughter as he makes the funniest goddamn noise in the game. Isn't that just delightful? Of course, as with many things in life, experience often brings perspective. For your hunting career, Bazelgeuse will start as a terror, devolve into a nuisance, turn into a terror once again when you've hit a certain mission a little while later, and then he'll start becoming something of a comfort. A sort of mascot for your high rank adventures, dropping in, checking up on you and tag teaming whatever ferocious beast you're battling. You might even consider keeping him around as a sort of extra palico, unloading a bunch of damage on your quarry while you take a break and slam some healing potions. In a way, he's almost one of your best friends. Right until he carts you again. Benedict Cumberbatch is covered in metallic plates that keep it safe from the fiery scales it rubs its face in, making it particularly resilient to fire damage. Thunder will give it a rather nasty shock, and a good variety of ailments can ruin its day, so take your pick. Armour made from Bazelgeuse is a very fetching set of scale mail, which grants you a whole lot of, literal, bang for your buck with demolition and blast related bonuses, as well as giving you a very nice maxed out earplug skill that renders you deaf to monster roars, assuming all the bombs going off point blank haven't rendered your hunter deaf already. With 3 pieces of Barbie gear equipped, you'll be granted the Guts ability, passively rescuing you from damage that would normally have been fatal. Just listen to this glowing testimonial from my mate Chris. So Chris, what do you think about the ability Guts?
I miss my wife.
Bazelgeuse weapons. Ah, yeah, they're brutal looking things, covered in glowing spikes and teeming with explosive potential. Like the creature they're forged from, they're not the sharpest knives in the kitchen drawer, taking a hit to their affinity score, but they have decent attack damage and cause enemies to blow up real good, which is always a lot of fun. So, in conclusion, the Bagel Bites might seem like a real douchebag at first, and, well, he is, but maybe if you open up your heart a little, then deep down, he's not as bad as you think he— oh god damn it! Man, I nailed the pronunciation.